What's up, guys? This is Katya Connors of Trade. Today what I want to do is I want to focus on an article I wrote a couple of days ago. And I want to share a few pieces of advice from this article. Basically, this is about what are the reasons why you're not succeeding in trading, even if you've been trading for a couple of months and even a couple of years sometimes. Because I see a lot of people that have been trading for a long time and they think they have everything in place, they have a setup, they have a strategy, and they kind of follow it, but they don't get the result they want. So I want to share those 5 reasons which I got from my own experience. Right? These are things that I've experienced myself, and they might explain why even if you're doing the right things now, you might not have the success you want. So I want to focus on this today. And I really hope that by listening to these 5 keys, you will really have a good understanding and you have something to apply, if that's the goal. So the number 1 reason why people don't get the success they want in trading is because they don't understand technical analysis. Now this is one reason. They don't get how to analyze the market, but it's not the main one. But so many times I see people that focus too much on the setup that they have to enter versus looking at the big picture and versus looking at the overall market. So how's the market behaving? So it's good to have a setup, but it's even better and even, I would say, really important to know in which environment you're going to enter. So what's the big picture, what's the environment? And a lot of traders are not doing this. Now they might have a strategy, they might have everything in place, but if they don't look at the overall picture, it's going to be really hard to apply the strategy correctly. Now, the second reason why people don't succeed is the difference between looking for setups or looking for trades versus waiting for trades. I see a lot of people waking up in the morning, going at their computer and searching for trade, wanting to enter a trade, instead of just waiting for trades. And there's a big difference here. When you want to wait for a trade, you're going to identify what happened in the past, what's likely to happen in the future, and where you would be interested to enter the market. When you search for trade, right, you just rush, you want to enter something quickly, and you want to make some profit. So it's really not the same way. So you have to have this process that you follow for when to enter trades, and when you would be interested to enter your trade. And then don't enter the trade until price comes at that point. Okay, if it doesn't go at that point, just forget it, and that's fine. But you'll have a much higher winning rate if you do that. If you just wait for your setup and wait for your plan to unfold as you plan. Now the third reason why people don't get the success they want is that they don't have anything in place to control themselves. Okay, so they have no way to look at what they did, and they do not control what they do. So they might have a plan that might be kind of flexible and they kind of follow it, but they don't control themselves. They're not tracking whether they respected their plan, or they're not tracking whether they did things correctly. So all those things have to be put in place. And when we talk about controlling yourself, it's all about also having routines, having things in place to make sure that you set up yourself to perform well when you trade. So it could be things like mindfulness, meditation, and all that stuff. Then the 4th reason is basically not executing on your plan correctly. So if you keep making mistakes and you keep doing the things wrong, then of course you're not going to get the result you want. Right? It's kind of normal. But I see so many people who have a strategy and they make mistakes on it. They don't execute it correctly. They're planning to take profit at some point and they don't do it, or they take it early, or they take it too late. And that's going to change a lot of things. So you really want to trade like you backtest. You really want to have the same process as you did when you backtested. And that's going to make a big difference. And the 5th reason why traders don't get the success they want is they think they can keep everything in their head. They think that simply remembering your strategy is going to make them successful. But really, you really have to put this down on paper. I put a lot of emphasis on this because I have a template on thisautotrade.com, and it's really made a big difference for me to put all my trading plan on one piece of paper, to really have this on paper. I traded for so long having everything in my head, and it didn't make any sense, it didn't work, that I decided to put everything on paper. And now that's what I follow. And when you have everything on paper, then you can review. And it's much easier to know if you did things correctly or not. Right? So you want to have everything on paper. And then you want to make sure that you learn it. So you have to make this a habit. And this is what I talk about in the article. So there's a few ways to make your strategy a habit, because you want to make what you do in trading a habit. So you want to make sure that when you do something, it's going to be the same thing always, over time. And there's a few ways to learn this, but you have to repeat yourself. And the other way that really works to remember your plan is probably to teach it. Teach it to someone. Help someone with it. And you're going to see a big difference here. So there's a lot of keys in the article. I encourage you guys to check it out. It's going to be on thisautotrade.com. I'll put the link right below the video if you want to check it out. And on that note, if you have any question, let me know. I'll do a Facebook Live tomorrow, so join me on Facebook. I'll put the link as well below. And I'll see you pretty soon. Ciao.